Take one.
My name is Omofola Lyon. Everyone calls me Mofy, and I'm Director of Finance at a Bay Street law firm. So I'm Nigerian by birth. I moved to Canada when I was 15 to study. I went to university here, got a work permit, started working, and just never left. Pretty regular upbringing, I guess. Just follow the steps, go to school, graduate, get a job. So nothing crazy there. When I was a child, people used to ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I would just say, I want to be an accountant, just get them off my back. But deep down, I was like, no, I want to write, because I was getting really high scores in English. And then I graduated and became an accountant. So there's power in words. I graduated in 2008, right in the middle of the recession, with a business degree and no work experience. So that was fun. I happened to get a job at an immigration law firm to start. I knew nothing about the legal industry. I had no work experience. And I remember the hiring manager literally just took my resume and went, you know nothing, why are you here? And in my mind, I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. When I just said to her, I'm like, I'm a quick learner, and I have common sense. So then she hired me, and that was kind of how it kicked off. And I worked there for about 3 years, and then I moved on to another industry, got some experience, got my charter, so now I'm a chartered accountant and loving it, yeah. I think the biggest challenge that I found is people. And that sounds really wrong, but I learned very quickly that even in a very professional setting, there are always people that, kind of undermine you, or they question your abilities, or they underestimate you, and they make it known loud and clear, almost to the point where you start to question your own abilities. So that has always been a challenge. Is it still a challenge now? Yes, for sure, because you always meet different kinds of people, and they always throw different challenges at you. But I think as time goes on, you learn how to deal with people and kind of the drama they bring. It makes for an interesting experience, but is it challenging? For sure. So every little achievement, I feel like, oh, okay, I've made it. So, graduating university, I made it. Like, there's no special story there. My dad went to university, he had 1 million degrees. But just personally, for me, it wasn't necessarily a goal, but when I was through it, it was like, okay, I made it. And then getting my first job, I made it. Transitioning into a different industry I made it. So I feel like every little kind of good news story for me is an I made it story. But I think just that ability to analyze things and to solve puzzles and to want to solve the puzzles and get the answer. I mean, you got the regular, analytical skills, logical skills. Don't believe people when they say math skills. I hated math, and look at me now. And then there are the qualitative skills that people don't really talk about. So they're the people skills and the management skills, the soft skills. So, I don't know why they call them soft skills. They're no less important. But those skills I think are also very important. So it's just important to be a well-rounded person with perseverance, really. I think that's a big skill. You just have to go after it like a dog with a bone. I read a lot. I'm a voracious reader, so I would say I get a lot of my ideas and inspiration from books. Also just from people, just seeing people succeed or seeing people try and fail and then try again. Just little moments like that just kind of add to a bigger inspirational cloud up there, and it's just little bits and pieces just add to it and just kind of form a mantra for me. So I got a managerial role before I turned 25. I got a director role in my early 30s. Things like that for me are huge, especially because I hadn't been too worried about it in a sense. It was just, I just worked really hard and then I achieved them, and I was like, okay, this is good. So it means I can do more, and it means I can give more, and I can, there's more in there basically. So that for me was a really good feeling. So ever since I was little, I've had an affinity for anything Spanish or, of Latin origin per se. And I remember when we were little, my dad bought this encyclopedia off the road, as you do in Nigeria, and it had a Spanish-English dictionary, and I was fascinated. And then when I got to university, for some reason, I was so focused on getting my degree, and I was like, oh, I got all these electives left. So I started taking Spanish classes, and then the more I did, it just came so naturally to me. I was like, this is it. These are my people. And all of it, Mexican culture. My sister and I went out to Mexico to visit a friend who lived there, and that was easily top trip of my life. Central American culture, just South American culture, all of it, even European Spanish culture. So yes, the blood runs deep in my veins. I think the one piece of advice I would give is that nothing is too good to be true. So, there was a stage in my career where I felt like I was stuck, and then I got a job offer that sounded like, and I remember telling my ex-boss at the time, I said, oh, I got this job offer, and he was like, oh, that sounds way too good to be true. I wouldn't, they're going to suck the soul out of you. And I thought, well, I've been in a soul-sucking job before and it didn't pay very well. This one pays a little bit better, so maybe I'll go there. And it didn't turn out to be too good to be true. It was just exactly right for me. And I think a lot of people, sometimes we have goals and we feel like, oh no, it's too lofty, or I don't deserve that, or I'm not good enough, or I don't have the education, I don't have the experience. I didn't have any experience. But I think just that hard work and knowing that, okay, I can do this, because you can. You absolutely can. It's attitude, and you just have the right mindset and you can. Luck for sure plays a part. But I think just getting rid of that obstacle, that mental obstacle where you think I don't deserve to be here, or you can learn. You've come as far as you can learn, you can grow, and you can develop yourself. So there's no reason you don't deserve to be in that room.